Hello everyone, my name is JB and this is day 2 of my 90-day AI challenge where I plan to build, promote, and sell AI systems. Today, we are going to do an overview of some of the top platforms, or at least a lot of the platforms that we've been utilizing to start testing some of these AI systems or starting to really just build them. Jumping into this, we are going to go through the top 3 that I would consider kind of the operating systems. Essentially systems that piece all of this together and make a lot of these AI systems really possible. So I want to start off with probably the most simplistic to use, which is Zapier. So Zapier, I think a lot of people are really familiar with Zapier. For those who aren't, just to really simplify things, it is a program that allows your software or website, I guess, that allows you to plug in and integrate different types of websites. So let's just say something happens over here and then this gets triggered, or let's just say your Gmail gets a new email and it contains the keyword bubbles, and then it sends that into Google Sheets, or it sends that, or it creates a Google form and fills that out and then sends it off to some CRM. So you can connect systems that way. So that level of automation has really existed for a long time. Now what we're doing, or what these platforms are doing, Zapier, Make.com, and n8n, and I'll show you which one we choose to use, is they're allowing you to actually make decisions along the way with AI. So if you've been watching my screen for a little while, you're probably already seeing some of this, but let's just say now you receive a Gmail, or you receive an email into your Gmail, and where before you would have to put logic into that and say if it contains this keyword or if it's from this person, now you can get so complex. And we're actually going to show a workflow today specifically about Gmail where it says if that email contains an invoice, then forward that invoice over to bill.com. Or if that email is or seems like it's from a client, then let's go ahead and actually just draft a response based on how you know that I already communicate with that client. And the decision-making power is just infinite, depending on how many ideas everybody has. Jumping into, I'm actually not going to jump fully into Zapier, but just know that this is probably the easiest to use code-free environment. It has its limitations. The next more advanced one is Make.com. Probably a little bit less integrations, same amazing UI, and a little bit added level of functionality. And I say that just because I've seen other people's assessments of it, Make versus Zapier. I can't actually say, I'm still new to this. This is day 2 of my 90-day challenge, but I am not completely new to n8n. I found out that this is the most advanced no-code platform that you can utilize for this type of work. And so this is what you choose. This is what I've chosen to do. Even though I say no-code in quotations, is because it allows you to integrate into custom APIs and utilize JavaScript and JSON to create whatever you want to create. So it doesn't have as many out-of-the-box integrations, but as long as you either have a developer mindset or are hiring an AI agency like ourselves, top marketer who is now building marketing systems, or hiring freelancers to do this type of work, then this will allow your vision to be as big as you possibly can without limitations. So jumping into this, let's just kind of go through what I think is a very common example is inbox management. And there are so many tools out there now that allow AI to manage your inbox. The really cool thing is one of the more popular ones today is called Fixer.ai, and I actually have a membership to this right now. But what they're doing is they're taking every single email and labeling that email and creating drafts. And if you look at pricing really quick, it is expensive. So if I go to monthly pricing, it is $50. For some reason, I thought it was $50, but I guess you can go as low as $30 a user per month. With n8n, you can essentially build everything that Fixer has for the cost of whatever it takes you to build it. You can build it on your own for free. And then you're using n8n, but really the cost is the OpenAI pools, which many times will be maybe a couple cents every single day. You're paying a certain amount per 1,000 pools, depending on what OpenAI model you're utilizing, then it will make all the decisions. So it's like you're owning and creating and owning software that you don't have to pay monthly expenses for. And that is the amazing power of n8n, is you have almost any software you want, as long as you can think through all the complexities or take the pieces out that you want. Like Fyxer has a lot more features than what is just right here, but all we really need is just what's right here. So going through this really quick, an email comes in, then we classify text, and let's just jump right into this. And this is not built out custom to me just yet. So this is super generic. This is almost like the filters that Gmail already has in here. It looks like it's an email trying to sell me things, label it as promotions. If it's an email from social media, label it as social. If it looks like it's from friends or family, then label it as personal, and so on and so forth. I got receipts, miscellaneous, anything that appears to be a company asking for payment or sending me an invoice, then mark that as bills. So that way I know to go in and pay those. What I was referring to before is what our team is doing right now is actually integrating that into, I said bill.com earlier because that's the most common one. We actually use Melio, which in my opinion is a lot more user-friendly, maybe a lot less advanced from a corporate standpoint, but amazing for small businesses. I'd highly recommend. Then it goes through all of these and it adds the label. Then depending on the label, it can actually do other things. So let's just jump into this one. So it's integrating OpenAI to reply to the message. So it's actually reading that message and then determining how it wants to reply. And you could see essentially sort of how this looks. But you prompt it just like you would ChatGPT. You're an intelligent bot at replying to sales emails. Please sign off on all emails as best John Bass. Also separate paragraphs by lines. Here's the email to reply to. And then basically these are inserts from the original email that's received. So it's injecting the email into this code. And this is where I say it's a little bit more advanced, but allows you to be a lot more custom. And then the idea is that it's essentially going to reply like it is a salesperson knowing certain things. And this is the most basic format. These things can get really complex. I could actually build in a history node in here. A node is any one of these items, but you can actually build a history node where after this is performed, it actually takes in every single email. You can actually scrape all of your emails, download them, put them in here as a knowledge base. So it knows how you always communicate and types of words that you use. You can also ask OpenAI to be more casual or be more human-like. Don't use dashes and hyphens, as everybody has seen that's a dead giveaway that it's AI. Also, the exciting part is it just puts these emails in as drafts. You can go ahead and send it if you want, or it can automate the sending. But in my opinion, the best way to do it is this step right here, which is just creating a draft. So then you can go in and hit send. When I started using Fyxer, this one isn't actually live yet, but when I was using Fyxer, I was sending about 9 out of 10 of the drafts. It was mind-blowing how good it actually was. So still a huge shout out to Fyxer. If you want an out-of-the-box solution, I think that one's really good. But what I craved was for it to be more customized. So that's where we went ahead and just started building out this, and there's a lot of customizations to happen here. Again, caveat, I'm not an expert in this. We just started this year sometime, mainly building voice AI agents. So we'll talk about that a lot in the channel. We actually just landed our first beta clients for voice AI in med spa, roofing, and car dealerships, all within the last month. And so they all know that we're building these custom for them as well. None of them have actually launched. I think our car dealership one actually launches tomorrow. So that's super exciting. We'll be going through exactly the projects that we're selling to clients and how we're selling them. Again, the goal is to also help people start from scratch. So even though we have a few months under our belt, and that makes us in AI world, that makes us super experienced. We're going to be learning this together, going down this journey and learning how to actually sell. So let's hop on sales calls together. Let's do cold emails together. Let's get AI to do the scraping of data for us and the cold emails for us. With that being said, another platform that is big for AI right now is Apify. Again, I'm not going to go through every single one of these, but just know that Apify easily plugs into n8n, and I will go through these in future videos. And if you have any requests, comment down below. I'll be building out our content calendar as I get feedback from the audience. And right now, I'm actually going to create one video later that just shows you our content calendar as it sits right now. You all can make suggestions. Let me know that what you want to talk about, and I'll give you my experiences, or I'll learn about it and then go ahead and train on what I learned so far. But some of the things that we have been utilizing a lot already is one, Apollo. So you can actually scrape emails. This is ridiculous how affordable this is. So this is 1,000 leads for $1.20. So let's just simplify the math and say it's $1 per 1,000 leads. So that means for 40,000 verified emails based on you searching. We'll build a video on exactly how to search on Apollo, how to create a free account, and then how to plug in just Apify. You don't even need n8n for this necessarily, but n8n can make it even more automated than Apify already makes it by plugging Apify into n8n. But for $40, you can get 40,000 emails. It's mind-blowing. One that we actually have been using a lot for our voice agents is Website Content Scraper. And the specific one that we've been using did not pop up just now, but essentially something like this, Website Content Extractor. So all I actually have to do is plug in a website, and then it scrapes every single one. So this is actually the one that we've been using. Let me just open this one and you'll be able to see that actually, I don't know if it'll show you everything right now, but I think that this scrape only cost us like 22 cents, and it downloaded every single piece of content on a website. Let me see. This was one of them that we did. So it downloaded it into a CSV, all the contents in here. Then I plugged this into ChatGPT and plugged the templates of our voice agents into ChatGPT and said, create a voice agent for this client. And it just spit out this amazing voice agent. Now I went through and customized and tested and called the voice agent over and over and over again and tried to break it and see what it would do. And then I'm just essentially writing it out in code. This actually isn't the code. This is one of the results of the scraper that I was actually able to put in there, but I have my prompt, right here, where I'm going through and I'm saying, you are a customer service agent for this company. You are warm and knowledgeable and friendly. And then it gave me all this industry expertise. And because it's using OpenAI, you don't have to program everything. It can actually make guesses or not guesses, but it knows the industry knowledge without you having to tell it. So that's incredible stuff. You can scrape Google Maps, you can scrape LinkedIn profiles. There is a lot of stuff that you can scrape in here. So again, we'll go over that in future videos. Let's just switch over to voice agents, because that is the bulk of our experience right now. We have created, I'm just going to show you this. This is Vapi. This makes voice agents a lot more simplistic. Now, there are really advanced things that you can do inside of Vapi, but at a very, very basic level, almost anybody who can use ChatGPT can build an elementary amateur bot in here. Now, where we have our expertise is now we're building integrations into CRMs or databases. So for example, every companies have their sold customers for the past 6 years or something, and we can actually do outreach campaigns. We can send them text messages and emails. All this is just AI communicating with you. Then they opt in, and then we can go ahead and actually call them with a voice agent, or they could call into your line, and after 4 rings of it not being picked up, then your AI assistant could pick that up. Now that's better than a voicemail. Not as good as a human, most likely, maybe, debatably. I've spoken to a lot of these and I think they're really, really effective at setting appointments. And then that appointment gets integrated into your CRM, whether that be HubSpot or Salesforce or GoHighLevel. And for customers that don't have CRMs, we're just giving them our profile, our GoHighLevel accounts, giving them free CRMs essentially. So that way they have a place where they can see everything that's happening. Let's do a quick run through here and we'll do a detailed one later. But this is Your job is to help this is for a self-storage. Your job is to help the caller feel at ease, provide accurate answers, and assist them in finding and reserving the right storage unit. Be informative, supportive, and clear. If they have general questions about storage, sizes, pricing, security, access, answer them helpfully and always guide them correctly. And what this does is it actually goes through, it asks them initial questions, and then it will try to navigate. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but maybe I'll actually include this prompt in our school community. So my goal is to provide as much value through this 90-day challenge and the best place that I feel like is to host it is school, SKOOL, school.com. I'll provide the link to our school community inside of the description of this post. It is completely free, at least for these first 90 days. Maybe someday in the future, after this challenge, we'll charge a small membership fee. We plan on putting a course in there, but you would get access for free forever if you signed up today. You would get all the assets that we're going to continue to upload in here, and hopefully you'll meet some like-minded people. Then if you like this type of content, then the people in that course or the people in that community will be probably going down the same journey that you're going down right now. So going through here, you can also configure the voice. This is a free voice by Vapi. And what I mean by free is this voice agent costs 12 cents per minute. There's a lot that goes into this. It is the hosting that from Vapi for 5 cents. Every single time you speak, every single time a human speaks, it has to transcribe that. So that's charging 1 cent per minute by DeepGram. And then you have your OpenAI model, which there's more affordable and more expensive API models that get a lot more advanced. This one is 3.8 cents, so call it 4 cents. And then you have your actual voice by Vapi, which is 22 cents in this, 2.2 cents in this scenario. The leader in voices right now is ElevenLabs. They have a lot more voices. And then also, once you click on these voices, you have a lot more ability to edit the tone and speed and the way that it speaks. You can customize a lot of things depending on your business and what you want. Now, what you'll see is, well, I haven't published, and I'm probably not gonna publish this because I don't want that right now in here. Let me go back to, we specifically like page. Is that would have turned this price from 2 to maybe like 4 cents. So then that would have said that our voice agent is about 14 cents per minute. Also, depending on the length of this prompt, it actually gets more expensive. You want your prompt to be as concise as possible without removing any sort of instruction or intent. And so that way it has everything that it needs, but at the bare minimum, let OpenAI do the rest of the knowledge searching. And so that way it doesn't have to reference the prompt a lot. And there's a lot of other elements in here. A lot of this also goes into the integrations and just advanced settings that Vapi has. But again, for another video, I know I keep on saying that, but today my goal is to give you an overview so you can get started immediately playing around with these platforms based on what's relevant to you. We won't spend too much time here, but ElevenLabs is the leader in voices and has a lot of incredible technology. You can actually record your voice in here. I think this is really what they're known for, is cloning your own voice and allowing that to be open source for other people to use, but then also, more importantly, using it yourself. And I'm sure you can, I would imagine you can have privacy settings in here. So if you do record your voice, other people can't use it, but I do believe that's why they have so many voices. So this is a simplistic format of it. I've seen a more advanced setup here, but you can actually pick your language. You can pick your person. There's somewhere else. Maybe it's once you're actually logged in here, you can actually pick the tone and place and like, let's just say we're in the USA and you pick a Southern voice or a Georgia voice versus a California voice or a surfer girl voice versus a New York Wall Street dude voice. And it gets really, really crazy how custom you can get, which is great for local businesses, because if you've ever been to a place like South Carolina, they have their own accent that's really, really strong. And so you could have that type of Southern accent in your voice agent if your business isn't there. GoHighLevel. GoHighLevel does have some AI built into it that you can utilize. But the reason I'm showing this right now is because, at least for us, we've been super focused on building AI marketing systems to sell to small businesses. And a lot of small businesses don't have a CRM. GoHighLevel is a place where an agency can buy a license to GoHighLevel, and then you have unlimited CRMs that you can go ahead and hand out to small businesses. And then all of these things can somehow integrate into this, whether it's inbox management or voice AI or some sort of lead generation. You want to funnel all of that into a CRM that allows you to text and email and create pipelines and build out marketing funnels. All of that stuff is in GoHighLevel. GoHighLevel does have basic AI stuff, and depending on when you're watching this, if it's a year from now, for example, this may be completely inaccurate and GoHighLevel may be the leader in all AI. But right now we just use it really as a hub. And I already went through Fixer. I would say that's really it. So again, we'll be building a lot in Vapi and n8n, and who knows where our journey will go, but this should really get you started. I encourage you to find other content creators on YouTube that speak about this. I will say, to leave you with one little YouTube searching hack, is to think about what you want and then type in n8n on top of that. So maybe you want SEO, and then say SEO n8n, or cold email n8n, or inbox management n8n, and that will start to put you down the right rabbit hole, so that way you can figure out what you want and what resonates with you. And there are a lot of free templates out there. I think our next video, what I'll do is actually for day 3, I'll show you the list of content creators that we've already curated that have published templates. And then actually, heck, maybe I'll just put all of our research into our school community. So watch day 3, and everything will be in that school community where you can go ahead and subscribe to every AI content creator and sign up for n8n and download their templates so you can have something like this overnight. Just so you know, we downloaded a template to create this. So this was technically created in like 5 minutes. Now it's on us to go in and customize all of these elements. And then we just connected our API keys for Gmail and OpenAI and Google Sheets and those types of things. So really exciting stuff, and we don't want to get left behind when it comes to AI systems. So keep on watching this journey if you really like this content. Thanks for watching.